All right, guys. Hey, we got a war recap for you, or let's not even call it a war recap. It's looking at a past war. This one against Team WPT, we lost by less than 1% with a tie, but it's like a post mortem, right? I'm gonna take a look at 3 attacks on the bases that they had lots of defenses on, and try to understand from the plan that we did during the war planning stream versus the attacks that were done on the base. You know what was going on. So I would 4Q from right here. Woo Boy will be like, yeah, you would. And then, because he always wants to do it. And then your kill squad can move in with the golem and the bowlers behind. And they should flow in pretty cleanly if you start them over here and kind of let them wrap. There's really not a lot for them to pull through if this is all down. And then they'll come into here, and we should get both sweepers with that if we 4Q that. We'll have access to all of this. And then you would then run your Laloon. So there you have it. That was the plan going in. So let's take a first look at the first attack that was on it, which was 26. So he decides to just ignore the plan. He's like, screw that. I'm going to go my way, and my way is queen walk. Now he has some activity going up north. Looks like he took the king up there to get out the queen. Then he comes in with Valk Bowler and Hog. So let's pause that for a minute. Why is that? And clearly, it's the first of 4 attacks on this base, clearly this doesn't work. And so I think the issue that he's got there is that he's basically opening up a 3-front war, right? He's got Bowler, Valk here. He's got Hog here. He's got a queen, which is really kind of just penetrating here, down here. So you're getting no synergy, no like, okay, the base is narrower. You want to have less defenses targeting you as your troops move through. So the error of this attack is that it's huge, just attacking basically the fattest part of the base. Heck, if you're going to do that, come this way. Go to the narrow side. And then you could walk the queen this way, and then you might have it a little easier. But the other thing is he walks his queen in. Holy cow, is it hard to figure out which way she's going to go. Unless you modeled really tightly, which I doubt you did. I used to model a lot, trying to queen walk. Ain't easy. But you did find out the secret code, the special sauce, the Teslas are right here. And so subsequent attacks should be factoring that in and adjusting what was our 4Q would now usually, remember, so our 4Q goes there. We get like kind of this kind of row. We'll kind of penetrate that deep, and then we're planning on coming this way. Now I would actually say, forget that route. We want to go right at the Teslas to start. Whoops, now I'm erasing the wrong side again. So actually we want to go this way. So before the because this is a problem. So you don't want to have that deal with that last. You want to get either A, we got to get your kill squad to it, and I doubt that'll happen, or B, you got to get on it earlier with your loons. So let's go to the next attack. Already want to see the end of this. Queen, she loses her healers because the town hall. Oh, there's another thing there. So notice how, because the town hall was slightly in front of, as the queen turns the corner, she locks to the high health unit, but the healers trailing here were in range of the bad boys. So that's something he could have predicted if he'd thought about it. That's a little harder to see, though. That's something, if you see it, you're pretty good. All right. She says, clearly this isn't going to work out. So let's go back. The next attack was 13. Chop's like, all right, well, I did watch the stream. I believe he did. So we're expecting something up there. He decides, though, notice he's sticking with the compression. And look, part of the stream talked about the movement of the golem was going to be down this way, and really that didn't help you. Now, he's trying to offset that with a jump right here, right? So he's getting access so the golem could potentially then continue through as he's got a queen down, he's got some wizards down, but really compressed. A lot of compression there, but he's able to pull it out. All right, so now we're going to have a new problem, right? So the queen is way the hell back there. Now watch what happens with the jump. Oh, it shuts off. Right? So now the person the most important person you wanted down here for the party, the queen, is over here getting one of the ADs down. And actually, you probably wanted that AD because then that would allow you to do this. And then flow across. So let's just keep going. She does get that AD down. So now you're down to 2 ADs, but you got that Tesla farm at the tail end, right? Which is concerning. So here he comes. Now his drops on his loons aren't bad. He's got 1 hound down though, so he's a little light on the hounds. Or did he lose one early? I think he lost one early. A little early with this loon here. He was trying to time it. So basically he's out of loons. Did he come in with 2 loons? I think we'll have to take a look. So he's a little light on loons. We were wanting to do 1 golem push and then 3. Let's see. Man, we're not going to sit here and watch this minion chew away, are we? All I want to do is I want to get back. I just want to get to his. Oh my lord! Just want to see his team. All right, there it is. Yeah, 2 golems. So that's a little heavy, right? 2 golems too many. Well, 1 golem too many. He needed. You could tell he really needed that 3rd loon. 3rd hound. 3rd hound. So a couple issues there off plan, right? Didn't do the 4Q, lost his queen because of it. She didn't jump in. He didn't adjust to the Teslas. You always want to come once you know where the Teslas are. You want to get those early in the attack. You don't want to deal with them at the end, especially with Lavalunian. And then the other thing is, it's really, I mean, if you're going to do a KHC2, which is what this is, having 2 golems coming in, you got to get deeper than he got. I mean, and he really didn't need to get that deep, right? If he just would have gotten to here with 1 golem and just kind of nibbled on this, he would have been fine. And then had a 3rd hound to kind of drive and fly through this as he hasted through his thing. Anyway, let's look at the 3rd attack, see who that was. It was number 28. So what's he going to do? Joe's also not a guy that usually... Oh, he must have watched the replays. He didn't. He wouldn't watch the stream, I don't think. But notice he's having the problem that we worried about. So I don't think he watched the stream. See how he's really compressed? So this baby dragon is already took out the king without getting anything really done, right? All he was basically protecting the queen. And now the queen's still up. She does get the other queen, and then she's down, right? So that, I mean, positive, all he used there was the royals. Negative, he's got a lot of stuff to get down. It's really not a narrowed base, right? So if he would have had 1 more golem, get a little deeper and focused on getting in over here instead of attacking right into the squeezed area, he'd probably do better. But he's going to get really close. So let's watch his deployments. So he's got, notice, pretty wide front. Some of the loons are not protected. Lollipop. So he loses all those loons up on the top side. The rest consolidate down there. And then they die. And here comes his final hound. A little late on that final hound. Or not. And he flew right through. That was actually pretty good. Gotta give him points for that. So really, his deployment and everything was pretty good. I mean, in terms of, really minimizing the non-air units, using just the king and queen to get the queen down. That's all he wanted. So his adjustment was, screw that. I'm just going to get the queen down. I'm not going to invest a lot of time in clearing part of the base. And I'm just going to go across the base as a whole. Right? Look at that. Nothing but air. Right? So his difference was, he's like, I'm not going to try to drive and take out the pie. And usually, I think that getting a slice of the base is usually probably better than not. Let's take a look, because I don't think he could have done his deployments much better than he did. So you can tell he does that all the time, and still it came out too close. So last but not least, pause, 4th man up on deck, number 29. Here we go. Let's see if he does the plan. No. He's like, no, I'm not. Oh, he does with a little bit of razzle-dazzle. He's got the golem is actually down low with some wizards. Now, why would he do that? This clearly works. He did use the 4Q, so finally somebody did. He's got a second golem, so he's going heavy with the golems. Notice how that gives him a lot more time, right? So now he can trigger the CC. It focuses the golem. He has his countering troops behind with the poison. Gets the queen down. It's like a party. Gets one of the ADs down. They're rolling another whiz tower. Boy, look at all the value he's getting out of that. Gets a Tesla down and then it dies. And he's still got his units up here moving through. So I don't know what this was about. He must have been worried it would jump out, but with this bump out, I don't think he had that concern. But it might be interesting to hear from him why he felt he had to do that. But now we're just doing a much narrower deployment, right? Just 2-spot deploy. We're coming across, then we're going to consolidate down, then we're probably going to flow this way. If I read it right. Yep. And then the hound there handles it. He's got an extra hound left, so he really only needed, because it was so narrow, he could have just 2 hounds instead of 3. Look at the difference there of how much troops he has left. So that should be, we should get credit for the plan on that one. Plan was right. Let's go ahead and look at another one. Yeah, I think this attack is more of coming into the mid. So I'm thinking here, and I'm thinking this side, and then you're basically snipe action. So you're going to try to control this area of the base. Jump, war and EQ. Sorry. And then like 2 golem, maybe 3. Because you get a lot of stuff will be locked to it. Okay, so you can see there what we were thinking anyway. So we ended up thinking that so much value of getting that many ADs with a simple jump off the CC would enable us. So let's see how it played out. Remember, we wanted to come in from over here. So it'll be interesting to see if we get even close to that. Nope. So Aver's like, well, I'm going to come from 9 instead of 3. It still gives him access to the queen. Not as much value on the ADs, right? He's going to get 1 AD. He still gets a CC. So that would be the negative. Although it does give a nice pathing to the 2 ADs that remain. But yet it leaves that Expo in trailing position, right? And so I think that would be, as you looked at it in hindsight, right? Things you don't want to have at the end of your Loonian attack. That would be a Tesla farm or an Expo to make your day hard. Now you were really close. I mean, it was really close. But if you would have, instead of that, like, so you got into here, if you would have gone this way, although this would have left it here too, right? So really, I would have been more about get. Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's look at the next one, because I might be being too hard on you there. I don't know if you can get where it's just one Expo's not sitting at the tail end of that. Let's go and look at the next one and see. How did you go at it? Also ignored the attack, used instead the prior, same angle. Got the wall breakers in, moving in and through. Okay. So this has a similar feel. We're going to get 2 ADs down. The queen goes off into La La Land, and we use the same pathing. So I would say basically this was Chop thinking, well, it was so close. I just need to do a little better and it'll work out. But instead of the one risk of this entry, and really this entry too, I mean, they're both about the same size, is what you saw there, where the queen will wander off and go offline of where you want her to be. And to avoid that, what I would think about doing is making it more centralized, your jump, which is what we had, more of a centralized jump than what you ended up having here. Because that's what really killed that, when the queen swung wide. So anytime you breach into a wide box, it's very difficult to keep the group together, which is what you need, right? You need the king and the queen to hang out. They need to be pals. So something tells me that the final solution here is not going to be the plan. We're going to go 1 for 2, I bet. Let's take a look at the next one that hit it. Would you call him a member or an alumni? Member? Special person? Person of note? So here we go. Here we go. So they're again attacking into that main box. A little wider on the... he get what he does get. So here's something to think about. When you've got the long box, what you want to do is attack from one of the ends, right? Because then it tends to allow flow to work down to your final jump point. So like if you open here, flow into here. So he opened middle, but he did some other stuff here. See this wizard? So it kind of cut out some of the clutter. Now let's keep going. A lot more vibe. Boy, he's got 2 down. He's still moving. Did he beef up? I think he beefed up his ground force. I think he has more golems. Yeah, he's out of hounds right now. So he tried to just basically muscle his way. Oh, pretty close. But no. So again, he tried. His thinking was, let me go deeper with that. But remember, what we're wanting to see is, now I'm really curious on what is the end result going to be, because nobody has done the plan yet. Is it magical? Will somebody do it and is it? That would be funny. But let's look at the fourth hit and go. And again, we're going into the box. See, and the reason why they're so locked into this is that he got so close. And sometimes it's just a simple change. It's going to be very interesting to see if the simple change makes a difference of where they came in from. But this time he didn't get the king in, so that probably is why he's going to blame the loss. And he ended up getting 99% again, so 97 up to 99. He had all the different parts really close. Ends up being time. Wow, that wizard tower. Oh. Right? So at what point do you stop doing that? I mean, you're at 97, 99. It's really hard, right? It's really hard to stop. I don't even know if it's the right thing to do, right? Now it's like, well, maybe the plan was wrong. Maybe, 4 people so far are like, screw it. Let's see what Jip did. The man that solved the riddle. Nope. He's going back in. 1 golem. A lot of wizards, so he's clearing a lot. And then a bowler backing. Okay. He gets, though, notice what he got that Amag didn't. He got the nice cut. So he spent more money on his cuts to ensure the royals entered. And with those wizards and bowlers, the bowlers, what they do well is they clear so far with the double bounce, they tend to allow you to focus everybody. They're not going to get much wandering. So I don't know if the prior attacks had as large of a bowler force as Yip has, but Queen gets that down, shoots up that thing, and now he's doing basically the same thing. 2 hounds are moving across. Is that 2 or 1 hound? Well, I guess we'll find out here in a second. No, it's 1 hound. Wow. Again, really close. How does he get it? So we'll never know whether the other way was easier. Oh, he didn't get it. That's right, because it's 6. Well, who's the 6th one? So if that was 19... So I think we nuked on the final one. That had to be... Let me look at... so it'll remain a mystery. Let's see. 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18, 18. Yep, there's the nuke right there. So, we'll never know. Cry. Whether or not that... I just don't think that... You could get 3 ADs from the other direction. Why wouldn't you have done it? and then just backed off the amount of air that you hit with. All right. Okay, so the last one we'll take a look at is 25. It had 5 defenses. So let's just go down them in order. You tend to bias your wall breakers at. So maybe we go here. See if we're getting a little pressure on the baby dragon, but not enough to hurt her. We push her there. And we go here. Now we're still doing the 3 at the beginning, right? We're still getting those. But so our cuts are right here. So here's our entry, and we're going for an entry right here. Check if there's any pressure on that wall breaker coming in. Not really. So then we can drop a golem. Whoops. Then we can drop a golem here and here. And they should sense when the wall breaker breaks, and then they should move in. And then we can get that much more centralized jump. Gonna do way better. Gonna get your 80s down way more consistently. And then you just let the queen. Hold on. So then look at where so the CC's out. Queen will sense you once you're in the mid. She'll come up, and so and the fact that your jump's right there. Right there. You want to grab this corner with your jump. So count it off. She'll at least jump into this box to get to your guys, because look at her range. She will shoot once your guys are standing on this wall or moving into this. And so she's going to jump to here to get there, so you need access to this box to take her down. Not critical, but if you got 2 golems that are hanging out here banging around with your guys are jumping around, you're going to have a little flank pressure from this guy and this guy. Although they may break off, so you're going to take a little pressure, so you might want to have a plan for how you're going to deal with these 2 flanks. But that could be your baby dragon right there, just come in. Or a loon, because it's pretty far back. Maybe. Or maybe you just deal with it. And you just heal off of it. Maybe it's a hog, I don't know. That'll be the only problem with that entry, is that you're basically driving right through the core, which is never nice. Okay, so there's that. So let's take a look at the attacks that we threw at it. See how it ended up happening. So 28 hit first. Let's see here. Joe again. Play 2. Joe, our professional air guy. Let's see what he did. So he's like, forget that. I'm coming from the bottom. So pretty expensive 4Q from the edge when you could. Really, there's a lot of different ways you could get in there with a wall breaker. So I'd say that was a little not needed, right? I go 4Q when you can't penetrate without, a lot of concern with wall breakers. But he gets 1 AD, and so that's the other thing. Is like, so he breaks in here, pretty big box, hard to control where the queen's going to go. He wanted to go here, but there's a lot of different areas for it to do. And then this is kind of bad luck, the fact that the CC swings out and follows, so then the queen follows the CC, which then pulls her subsequent targeting and pulls her outside, I'm going to assume. So that was some bad luck that his golem didn't drag in. I guess he thought that this would end up being a golem swinging in, so you might check the golem sensing range. But the overall he's flying into the sweeper, so that would be something to ponder. Is like, I think the other sweeper though was pointing this way, so probably half dozen of this, half dozen of the other. He couldn't really fix that. And it's his lava pups versus ours. Yeah. So close, right? Close. But we had some issues. You didn't get versus so remember, let's go back and kind of refresh on what we were wanting. What we saw was centralized ADs, large scale, like a 3 golem, 2 golem, control the center type play, get all these ADs down, and then you're just loon sniping or hog sniping depending on the action in off the edge, right? So that was what the plan had been. But Joe went another direction. Let's try 12. 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. There you are. Replay 2. Who's up this time? You Tiger. What are you going to throw at it? You Tiger's got 3 golems. I think he's going to give a shot to the plan. He is. So now we can't talk smack. Clearly the plan did not work. But notice one thing that you Tiger's got going on here that wasn't part of the plan. He went a little early with the golems. So I'd say that although he gets the cuts in, because really what we want to make sure is that the CC Royals and Bowlers drives that one core. He gets the break. Okay, so this is pretty much the plan. I mean, he's doing exactly what we said. So something went wrong. The plan is wrong. We already know because he didn't succeed. What happened? Well, the Tesla farm. So we saw this with Joe. And I think the Tesla farm is something that can change a plan, right? So the Tesla farm being over here, really, if you recall from the comments during the plan, I was worried about the flanking fire and how to deal with it. So at this point, he knows he's getting extreme pressure from this. If he would have dropped loons here right now, as soon as he saw those 3 Teslas fire up, maybe he recovers. The other thing is, look how far back his queen is. Not helping out at all. And she's locked onto the hound. So she's basically not being any help. He did end up taking that out, though. And he's getting a lot of stuff down. So see, now look here. Look, he ended up just a little late. Got two balloons coming in. If you would have done that a little earlier, now this is basically these 2 wounds are out, but you know they're going to float down here. Probably end up dying. And the queen now is stuck because the jump ended up king and queen swing out wide because they're. So I think what are we seeing here that's wrong with the plan? We're trying to hold the middle, right? We got a lot of shit to clear out. We went with a jump. Plan was wrong. This should have been. I'm not going to say it. Yes, I am. Should have been 4Q, right? Because then we would have had the mid, would have been in control. Once this part, you know, the adjustment, either A, Tiger could have adjusted on the fly. You see that bank of Tesla farms coming in? We should have talked about it in the plan. You provide some support off of distract, some loon flying in to handle it. But, you know, even that, the third attack should be like, oh, okay, we've got those Teslas there. The 4Q, though, is the big problem with the attack. Really did not get anywhere. Oh, he's holding. He was hoping to get some distract off the king. That's pretty smart. You, Tiger, good attempted recovery. But we really needed to get down. So I like the mix. I think the problem was that we should have done a 4Q versus a jump. And woo boy, you can now say, told you so. I doubt anybody will do the 4Q. But let's see. 19. What ends up... See, this is what the suspense builds. What ends up being the reason why? All right, there's the one we're looking for. So what are you going to do? Yep. He's like, forget you. I'm not coming from 10:30. I'm going to try 5 o'clock. And really, the base is pretty symmetrical in that manner. So he's a little lighter with his ground troops. 2 golems instead of 3. A little heavier with the air. He's jumping in versus wall breaking in. So I would be like, my first question is like, why do you feel like you got to burn a jump for that? You can get a wall breaker in right there. No problem whatsoever. Just get the golems in play. But anyway, so he gets a jump in. He's now a little short on spells. What's he going to do in the mid? He too is doing the jump. Now let's see if we get the same problem with the jump. Do we get the expiring jump locking up some of our people? Jump still active, jump still active, jump still active. No, people are just dying. We got the bowlers way the heck over on the outside edge. What? So this plan looks bad, right? Different from the prior attack, right? He had 2 So he had more juice on the air side. But I'm beginning to think the plan itself. I mean, I would prefer the 4Q because I felt like that prior attack with the 3 golems had enough sustain that a 4Q right there would really be worthwhile. You get into it, you get the queen, you flow down, you stay away from all this shit up here, you leave it alone. But anyway, let's go to the next. Let's go to the next tech. But I'm not too egotistical to say the plan's not looking good right now. Plan is under question. Nicely, the prior tech we didn't even have to challenge because they never did it. What are you gonna do, Red Ace? 2 golems right together. He's like, I'm not even gonna pretend that. He's just gonna keep the 2 cannons. E2 is going with the jump entry. Very interesting. The jump entry. Don't get it. So he's getting wider, and the queen, similar to the first attack, is swinging out. So she's not diving. So what else did we not recognize? Notice this setback. So this really, queen is clearly sensing this more than she is this other stuff. When you think about her standing right there. So I think that's something that was hard to see. So I'll give that to him. But now the queen is locked out. She's dead anyway. Golems are alone. Wow. Well, I will say the attacking from top has been the first attack from top was way more successful. But it was the one that had the 3 golems, right? So it did a lot. It did what it was supposed to do outside of getting locked up and then causing them to jump out from the lockup. What will be the winning combination? So that was 23. Here's the guy that saved the day. Number 11. A-Mag. Figured it out. So what does he do? 2 golems. Maybe a third in the pipe. Let's see. Is it a CC golem? Nope. If he would have had it, he would have dropped it. So it's 3 hounds, 2 golems. And he's pushing in again from there. Notice the wall breaker versus the jump. So now he's got a heal. And that's where I don't like that. So I mentioned how I don't like the jump. So he basically did what I was talking about, where you can easily get a wall breaker in. So don't ease yourself into a jump just because it looks like it's there. So he's got a nice sustain from that. And then there's his jump. Queen sees it. Moves across. He's getting, oh yeah, that works really well. So, I don't think top or bottom really mattered. I think, you know, the entry by wall breaker in the first one versus using these jumps down low, I think that jump really cost him. Now that I've seen it, I'd say that's one of the bigger differences was the jump to enter is really expensive. So again, avoid that if you can. Losing a spell is nothing to just toss away. And that's why I always hesitate on the 4Q, because if you can use jump, you should. So that'll do it. Hope you guys enjoyed. Talk to you later.
What am I gonna do? My clan sucks. Hey, it's JTJ.
I think that's an all-out attack.
No, it's the legendary JTJU. JTJU. What? I like Redhorn. You and this army. Download Clash of Clans for free. Then subscribe to JTJU and win.